Greetings, everyone. It's IT2. I'm behind the microphone right now. Take two. Greetings, everyone. It's IT2. Today we're here to talk about some serious stuff. Recently, there has been a black man shot in the back 7 times in Wisconsin. A younger man, 17, goes on a rampage with an AR-15, shooting people, defending a store, arrested. A lot of controversies. 2 hurricanes meeting on land, colliding in about 2 hours from now in Kentucky. Some say we may be wiped out. This may be the last video you ever see of T2. So today we're going to talk about Game of Thrones baby names. Yeah, that's what we're talking about here today. Oh man, I got all these names. I've been working on like some ideas for like if I play Crusader Kings, and I need some names of characters. And also there's a pregnant woman at work, so I figured I might make some names for a baby. I don't know. If any of you out there are pregnant and you got a baby coming up and you survived the hurricane and the pending riots and wars that are about to come out in America, you might be needing some baby names. So maybe you want to go with a Game of Thrones flair type name. So in Game of Thrones, especially the Starks and the people from Westeros, the ones in the East are kind of like Mid-Eastern kind of names, but then the female names are more like kind of fantasy type names. Like Marjorie is kind of a weird name, like Sansa, Arya. Brienne is kind of like Brian, but made female. But like the female names don't really work the same way. I've been trying to like decode how George Martin comes up with these names, and it's like real simple. The Starks especially, like you got Edward becomes Eddard, Rick becomes Rickon, Richard becomes Rickard. So a lot of the CHs he just makes a K. Benjamin becomes Benjen, he just shortened it. Brandon can become like Brendan with a Y, or Bran for short. Edmund instead is called Edmure. I think he's a Tully. Robert can be Robert or just Rob. Foster, I think, is what he turned into Hoster Tully. That's like Catelyn's mom, right? Her dad. Catelyn's dad. So Otto becomes Otten with a Y. Walter becomes Walder, so he just changed the T to a D. It's real simple, a lot of these names. It sounds like it's like a Middle Ages kind of an Old English type of name, but it's not really that much. Like Stephen becomes Stevron. Daniel and Samuel become Danwell and Samwell, like Samuel Tarley. Andrew, he had a character named Andrew with an O. Eric becomes Beric Dondarrion. Remember that guy? So now I was thinking, like, if I could try to use this same kind of method that he's been using, like, how could I come up with some new names? So I tried to think of, like, common American names, like Fred. So then I went to, like, Frederick, because it would be, that sounds more like a Rick. It's got a Rick at the end, so. And then I changed it to, like, Pedrick. Podrick, that's probably how he got Podrick, the squire's name. And then Riddick. Todrick. Todrick's okay. Freton. Frickin. This is like frickin'. Frickin' Frack. There's 2 guys at work that are like fat guys that are on a cleaning crew. That the boss used to call them Frickin' Frack. One of them got fired. And then I was thinking, like, Alfred. You could just add a B to it, like Balfred. Is Balfred a good name? Like, I realized that Balon Greyjoy is just Alan with a B in the front of it. So a lot of them use just to add a B. I can't do it. If it has to start with a vowel, though, like Otto, you can't do Bato or Botten. Anyway, so I thought of Matthew. Matthew could be like Mattock, which is similar to Maddox or Matlock. And I had another name for Matthew. I think it's on my other page. Then I looked in like unpopular names. Like in 2018, apparently Weston was a really unpopular name. I like the name Weston. That's the name of the guy from Burn Notice, wasn't it? It means Western Town. So I was thinking maybe you change it to Westerlin or Westerly, like Wesley, but Westerly. I think Westerlin would mean Western land or something like that. That's a pretty cool name. So then I got into the really good ones, and I came up with this one on my own. Connor. Combination. I was thinking like Tony, like an Italian name. How would you make an Italian name? And then I thought, make it like Connor. Tony Connor. Tonner. Tonnor. And then I tried that, switching the A to an O, like Anthony Anthony. Anthony's kind of stupid. Then I came up with this cool name. I combined Brandon and Richard, and I got Branchard. Branchard? I like that name, kind of. And then I thought of, like, Carl. Like, because I've been playing the dwarf game. It's like, for Carl! Carlin, like George Carlin, is that instead of a last name, make it a first name. Could be Carlin with an I or an O. And then I thought about, like, Jano Slint. Like, what's Jano? So that's just Jason with the S and the N switch. So you can swap. If a word is like consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, you can swap two of those consonants around. Or, like, add a consonant and then make it like a TH maybe or something like that. And then swap those around. And there's all these different, like, variations you could do. So, I got, like, Carnal, which is like a word already. Callan, which is kind of like Brian Callen. Raylan, Kaylin, Racklin. Pretty cool names. Then I thought of Declan, but that's already a name. It's like already Game of Thrones-ized. I like Deckard Cain. Deckard's a good one. That's a good Game of Thrones name. Deckard. So then I thought, like, Gary. How would you make Gary a Game of Thrones name? Garon. Garrison, which is a word, but it's like Harrison. And then Matheson. That's another, like, Matthew name. Matheson? And if you have son at the end of the name, it kind of means you're the son of Matthew or the son of Gary or the son of Harry. Like Harrison, Harry's son. Garrison, Gary's son. So then I thought of Garrick for Gary. That's a good name. You just put Rick at the end of a word, or it's like a new name. And then I thought of, like, how would you do Dylan? So I swapped it, and I got Leiden, Layden, Danol, which sounds like Daniel, Landon, which is already a name, Lando Calrissian, Dolan, which is a name from something I've heard, and then I thought of that Balin Greyjoy thing. So then I got this name from Colton. I saw that was like a popular name, so I came up with Coulter. I don't know if that's a good name or not. Coulter? Does anybody like that? Then I saw the name Ashton, and I swapped it, and I got Haston. Is this an interesting video? I don't know if anybody gives a shit about this stuff. But I've been doing this all day at work. I've been, like, racking my brain of names. Like, I found the name Jasper. And I was like, oh, shit. If you change it to, like, Astor or Asker, there's, like, all kinds of names you could get out of that. Or you could just use Asper without the J. But you could come up with, like, Basker, Jaster, Raster, which is a word, Lasker, Pasker, Tasker, someone who does tasks, Haster, that's a pretty good name, Castor Troy, Castor, that's a good one, Astor, I think that's already a name, Aspen is a tree. So then I came up with, like, Barry. You could get Barrack or Baron from that. Daryl, or Terry also, Terry, a good name? Daryl, you could get Derek, Terrill, Beryl, that sounds like Perry almost. Lyric, Merrick was the name of one of the vampires from the Anne Rice books. Varick, Varys, Varen. There's a lot of, like, V names you could do too. I didn't really use the V's as much. I got a lot of good names in here, boys. This is just one day. This is me using my writing skills. Just, like, changing letters around. Pretty cool thing to do. I don't know. Maybe you guys give a shit. How did that was 9.5 minutes of me just naming off names.